Hi, I'm Bill from CJ Pony Parts. As I mentioned before, the goal with our 65 Mustang Coupe project car is to make the car a lot more fun to drive, make a nice driver out of it, but also keep a lot of the originality of the car intact. We all know when driving the car, it's very important to keep an eye on what's happening under the hood. In the case of the factory 65 Mustang gauges, they just don't do a very good job of that. So today we're going to take a much more modern approach and add this EngineStat kit under the hood. The EngineStat kit is going to allow us to monitor RPM, vacuum, battery voltage, temperature, and oil pressure. It's going to do it all wirelessly to an Android device. Today we're going to show you how to install this using our 65 Mustang Coupe. The EngineStat kit is a universal kit, so it's not limited just to Mustangs. It'll work on other classic vehicles as well. It includes the brain box here, all necessary wiring for installation. Like I said, it's going to monitor RPM, battery voltage, vacuum, oil pressure, and temperature with all the wires and sensors included. It's going to broadcast these signals to your Bluetooth device. It'll work on either your Android tablet or your Android phone. Once the kit's installed on the car and running, you simply turn on your Bluetooth, go to the app, and open it up. It'll give you all that information. Now, if you do have an Apple phone, don't worry. There is an app coming for the Apple in the near future, so it'll work on both Android or Apple platforms. For this installation, we'll need a 1/4-inch ratchet, a 3/8 socket, 1/2-inch socket, wire crimpers, and a lighter or heat gun. The first thing you want to do is figure out where you're going to mount the box. You got to make sure everything reaches. The wires obviously can be extended. You have a vacuum line that you kind of want to make sure reaches where your vacuum source is going to go. In our case, we're going to go on the radiator support down here underneath the voltage regulator. You want to hide it as much as possible. We're not going to go into a lot of detail in the installation as far as hiding the wires. You guys can handle that on your own. We're just going to show you where all the connections go and more importantly how the system actually works. Since you are dealing with electrical connections, we're going to start the installation by disconnecting our battery. We're going to start with the temperature sending unit. You want it as close to the hose as possible, the top of the radiator. Just find a good location. Simply going to slide in with the fins here. Just going to check it first. You slide it in like that. Before you do that though, some of the provided grease which will give you a much better seal. The next step is to connect the red and yellow wires to our coil. Yellow is going to go to the negative, the red is going to go to the positive. That's going to give us our RPM signal for the tachometer. We're going to twist these wires up to make it a little bit cleaner when installing them. Kit includes these ring terminals. So we're going to make connections here, crimp them on before we install the wire. With the connections made, now use a heat gun or even a lighter to shrink the heat shrink. Now again, the yellow is going to be connected here to the negative side or distributor side, and the red goes to the positive or battery side up here. The next two connections are for powering the unit and also for monitoring our voltage. The blacks can go to our battery ground, the brown to the positive. Now we'll install the provided ring terminals on the brown and black wires. And we can make our connections at the battery. Now you want to locate your oil pressure switch. The white wire is going to go to the switch itself. When you unplug the harness from the switch, the blue wire connects to the factory harness. The white wire goes to the oil pressure switch, which is going to have a male stud. So we're going to put the female terminal on the white wire. And the blue wire plugs back into the harness, so that'll get the male end. And then again, once the connection's made, heat up the shrink. Our oil pressure switch is right here on the side of the block. Blue will go into our factory harness. And then the white goes onto the sensor. The last connection we're going to make on the engine is going to be for vacuum. They provide a T-fitting so you can go right into an existing vacuum line. In our case, we have an empty vacuum port already installed on the car. We're just going to use that instead. Now go back to the box and make all of our connections. Everything's color coded, makes it real easy. Now I can reconnect our battery and test it out. Everything connected, now we can start our car up. Launch the app, make sure your Bluetooth is turned on. You can see it's telling us our oil pressure is good, gives us our radiator temperature, ignition, battery voltage. The tachometer is off a little bit. There is an update for a 6-cylinder. The current one we have in here is only for a V8, so that is off a little bit, but that's no reason that's off. You can also go into gauges, and you click on this. You see you can go through and have a tachometer, voltage. So you have a mount in your car, you can actually mount this on the dash and use them as auxiliary gauges as well. Now you want to go back, mount the box, hide your wires, and your installation is finished. The EngineStat is a great idea for any classic car. It gives you a lot more control, a lot more view over what's happening under the hood, which is definitely great if you're going to be driving your car going down the road. As far as the installation, it's fairly straightforward. It really isn't time consuming at all. Just hide all the wires, make a few connections, nothing permanent, and you'll be back on the road in no time.